Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we received the new 1.5.2 beta and the 1.5.1 move to live. So the update is about 13.5 gigabytes, which is very big, actually the biggest I think we've seen. But there are not a lot of significant visible to the player changes. It's mainly back-end performance and texture changes, so keep that in mind. And I am going to link the new beta patch, pretty much the thread down below if you want to read it all for yourself. Also, I have a script like always. Everything that I say, all the links that are stated, they will all be down below for you to check out or do whatever you would like to do. So let's get into the changes. By the way, like always, I'm going to go over the important changes. Minor crash fixes and bug fixes, they're not going to be discussed, but major ones will be. The full link to the patch will be in the description, like I said before, if you want to read every crash and bug fix. Alright, so I'm going to do single player, multiplayer, then I'm going to do both. So single player first. First, we're going to go over the significant crash fixes. They're going to be on the screen right now. If you wish to pause, I'm going to read through them very quickly, but these are a little bit more significant. They're not that minor, so I'm going to go over them. First, they fixed the save and load crash that occurred because of armies that were on invalid navigation meshes after map changes and had the wrong parties attached to them. So this happened if you were to port your old save to a new save after the, I'm pretty sure, the 1.5.1 patch, where pretty much, you know, the geometry of the map was changed. So therefore, when you did load it in, what happened is some of the parties were located in a position that was changed, so therefore it would cause a crash. That is fixed now. Next, they fixed a crash that occurred after a rival gang quest battle mission. So that's the one you can do in towns, where you can fight a rival gang with another gang. That crash was fixed. Then we have a fixed a crash that occurred when creating a kingdom during a siege. So pretty self-explanatory. If you want to create a kingdom during a siege, there was a crash. Now it is fixed. Next is fixed a crash that happened when the Company of Trouble issues quest completed. So if you did that quest, if you finished it, you would get a crash. Now fixed. Then we have a fixed a crash that happened when a party tried to disband and merge to a neutral city with prisoners that are in war with the disbanding factions, disbanding party's faction, but not in war with the merged city's faction. Kind of a weird situation, but if the prisoners were kind of on different sides, then it would cause a crash, but that is now fixed. It's kind of a weird one, but it's all good now. Next is fix the crash that occurred after character creation. So this was actually a pretty big one. I had a little bit of trouble with this. It was very slow to load, especially when you try to start a new game. And also crashes would occur, but that is fixed now as well. Then we have this fixed a crash that happened during saving. Kind of big one, kind of vague, but it is now fixed. Next. So that's all the significant crash fixes. Now let's move on. So we got a new sheep model that can be seen on the screen right now. Very cool. Why not? Next we have is select ruler, policy, make peace, declare war, and expel clan decision panels in the kingdom decision pop-ups were improved in terms of UI. Alrighty, so if you look on the game right now, so if we go over here, kingdom decisions, as we can see, let's propose to enact it, and you can see right here, it looks a lot better, a little bit more information. Very good to see. We're also going to do the declare war one just to kind of show you guys the differences. There we go. Just declare war. As you can see, it just looks a lot better in my opinion. Next we have is they added new crafting material icons to the inventory. Let's go to those. Alrighty, so here it is. So as you can see, hardwood, crude iron, raw iron, charcoal, iron ore, iron, silver ore, steel, fine steel, and I call it T-steel because I cannot pronounce this. But as you can see, they have changed how the icons look. They look a little bit bulkier, and the hardwood looks kind of funny in my opinion. But these are the ones that have been changed. Next we have is you can now enter the character creation window in game now by pressing the V key, but hair and beards are limited, and the dev suggested that you still use the barber for obviously haircuts and beard trims. Next, infertility was disabled, and now women have a reduced chance of pregnancy after every child they have. So after every child, it's harder to become pregnant again instead of just being infertile. Next, they fixed a bug that caused a governor companion to disappear from a governed city. Happened a couple times. It happened to me once or twice, so good to see it fixed. Next, there was another bug fix that allowed players to pay 0 influence while asking lords to join their army through the dialogue option. So, again, I've never experienced it, but it's a good bug to fix. Next, it was fix a bug that caused a settlement claimant decision to be proposed for enemy kingdoms. Yeah, for some reason, sometimes you would get a choice from an enemy kingdom. That shouldn't be happening. It is now fixed. Next, they fixed a bug with pretty much with clearing old diplomatic states when joining a kingdom. So let's say you're at war with Sturgians. You try to join the Khazaits. They won't let you join unless they're also at war with the Sturgians. There was a bug that sometimes it would let you join, and all of a sudden you're not at war with the Sturgians anymore. Now it's back to normal where you pretty much have to, kind of have to align with the kingdom that you want to join in terms of wars and peace. Next, we have some minor changes to quests. They're going to be on the screen right now for all the people interested in quests. Next, we have is a mounted trainee was added to the training field. So let's head over to the training field and show you guys what it is. Alright, so now that we're here, as you can see there kind of in the background, there is a guy riding a horse, and he's also practicing, this training course, kind of like how the other ones are practicing their training courses. And he should be coming back right now, as you can see. So this was pretty much what was added. Minor change, but cool to see. And pretty much he just keeps training until you choose to train. Next, we have as an option to disable map notifications, and pretty much how you do this is it's in your campaign settings. You go to the campaign settings right under here when you press escape, and it's one of these down here now. So enable right side circle map notifications, which are the ones that pop up over here whenever war is declared or whenever you need to do a vote or anything of that. Next, we have is, Party speed now updates as soon as the day ends. This should resolve issues with the knight's movement penalty not being applied properly. So sometimes the penalty you get at night, which is obviously you go slower at night, that penalty sometimes goes through the day as well, or it doesn't really cancel out fast enough. Now it should be at appropriate times. Next, not being able to talk to prisoners between cell bars is fixed, even though they really don't say anything regardless. But before you really couldn't talk to them, but now you can, even though it's just a one-liner of them saying, hey, I can't talk to you. But hopefully there's more added in the future. Next, we have is modding tools. So modding tools fixes in preparation for the eventual release. So there's a couple fixes in the modding tools. There's also an automatic nev mesh generation improvements for the modding tools as well. So like I said before, I think the reason why this patch is so big is because there is a lot of stuff added in the background, like the modding tools, fixes and stuff of that nature. So they're getting kind of ready for the release. So that's kind of why we got this 13.5 gigabyte update. Now onto multiplayer. So there's only a couple. So first, one-handed throwing axes can be used as melee weapons with pressing the default button X. Very cool. Next, it is fix the physics bug that occurred while riding a horse over a ladder that is on the ground. So this has to do for sieges. Again, it's a cool little bug fix. Then we have a new breach asset for the MP_siege_map_007_ battalion map. So I don't know if this exactly means that there's a new breach spot or something was fixed, but they just stated new breach asset. Now, onto both. So this is both changes for multiplayer and single player. So first, it was the format of streaming textures was changed. This improves texture streaming speed and reduces hard disk space of the game, or hard disk size of the game, by 10 gigabytes. I think this is very huge, and I like that they always add one of these really, really big performance additions to each patch. This is very big. We're going to see a lot better FPS and a lot better, just overall performance. Very good to see. And then lastly, we have mount and dismount animations and timings were updated. They look more realistic. And that is pretty much all for this patch. And like I said before, this might look like a small patch, but I suspect they add a lot of back-end stuff in preparation to bigger patches that are going to be released soon, and also the release of modding tools. And for people worrying about modding tools and when they should be released, they are getting released sometime this month, so get hyped. It's coming. Last, I'm going to end this video in the same way I end most of my update and dev talk videos. I want to thank the developers for staying active and bringing good changes. Also, I have a video on how to revert your game to any other patch released. So if you are having problems on the current patch, or you want to get to the current patch because you're stuck in a different patch, I have a video. It's very simple, couple minutes, and it'll get you where you need to be. Also, I did start a Patreon. It's nothing crazy. I'm using it for basic support. There's no paywalling. My content always going to be free. Just if you want to support what I do further, check it out. The link will be down below. Hopefully this video was informative, and like always, stay safe.